Episode 6, the Fueling Series, Glucose Dependence and Metabolic Instability. Most people believe they are low energy because they are not eating often enough. In reality, they are low energy because their metabolism has become fragile. A glucose-dependent metabolism is not resilient. It requires constant input, frequent feeding, and continuous stimulation to avoid collapse. When glucose is the primary fuel source, energy availability rises quickly and falls just as fast. This creates a cycle of spikes and crashes. Blood sugar rises, insulin surges, glucose is cleared rapidly, blood sugar drops, stress hormones increase, hunger returns. This is not a character flaw. It is physiology. The nervous system interprets falling blood sugar as an emergency. Adrenaline rises, cortisol rises, cravings intensify. What people call needing a snack is often the early stage of a stress response. This is why glucose-based diets feel comforting and destabilizing at the same time. They provide immediate relief while deepening long-term dependence. Over time, repeated insulin spikes reduce cellular sensitivity. Cells protect themselves by responding less aggressively to insulin. This is insulin resistance. Not because the body is broken, but because it is adapting to chronic overexposure. As insulin sensitivity declines, higher glucose loads are required to achieve the same effect. More food, more frequency, more instability. This is how dependence escalates. Fat-adapted metabolism operates differently. Fat provides a slow, stable energy supply. It does not require insulin to spike access. It does not collapse between meals. When fat metabolism is functional, blood sugar remains stable. Stress hormones remain low. Hunger becomes predictable rather than urgent. This is why people who become fat adapted often report fewer cravings, longer satiety, and a sense of calm energy. Not because fat is magical, but because the system is no longer oscillating. The transition, however, is uncomfortable. When a glucose-dependent system is deprived of its usual input, withdrawal symptoms appear. Fatigue, irritability, brain fog, cravings. These symptoms are often misinterpreted as proof that the change is dangerous. In reality, they are evidence of dependence being interrupted. The body is not failing, it is retooling. This adaptation phase is temporary, but only if glucose exposure is sufficiently reduced to allow fat metabolism to upregulate. Partial measures prolong the discomfort. Frequent carbohydrate allowances reset the adaptation clock. This is why moderation often fails during metabolic transition. Not because moderation is immoral, but because it is physiologically inconsistent. Once fat metabolism is established, energy availability becomes continuous rather than episodic. The nervous system relaxes, hunger signals normalize, cognitive clarity improves. Metabolism becomes robust rather than reactive. This stability is foundational for healing inflammation, repairing gut integrity, and restoring hormonal balance. Without it, every other intervention remains fragile. In episode 7 of the Fueling series, we will examine insulin itself, what it actually does, why chronically elevated insulin blocks fat loss and repair, and why lowering insulin is not starvation, but metabolic relief.